Good evening. This is your man Earl. Late night, just getting back in from the traditional celebration, the seven last words of Yeshua Messiah. And today is episode 97, Scriptures on UCEO.
Luke 23, verse 34. Jesus said, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. The soldiers divided up his clothes by casting lots.
Listen, y'all. You know what today is. You know what this year is about. Once again, I told you this is the day that the Protestant church traditionally celebrates what's called the seven last words of Christ, which are really the seven last phrases or sentences that he spoke prior to giving up his life on the cross. This year, we're looking at increasing our financial literacy, and so we're not blaspheming the text, so don't get in a tizzy. We're simply looking at everything from the scriptures from this year from a perspective of number one, increasing our financial literacy, and number two, how does or how do or how can what we read in the Bible help us become better stewards over the resources that God has given us. And so we're going to take a little brief trip down the seven last words of Christ and see if we can't compare what he is saying and juxtapose, if you will, which means opposite, or parallel or horizontal what he is saying. And all these are different angles. And so understand what I'm saying. Just looking at the scriptures from a different angle or from a different position and see if we can't utilize his sayings for instruction for us in our financial endeavors. Okay? So the first one he said was, Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. So let me ask you a question. We've all made some decisions that we know we had no clue what we were doing. We thought we meant good. We thought that we knew what we were doing. We thought we were going in the right direction, and we did not go in the right direction. And so here's the thing about it is this. You got to learn how to forgive yourself, as well as you got to learn how to ask God for forgiveness. Second one, 2, I tell you the truth. Today you will be with me in paradise. Luke chapter 23, verse 43. How in the world does this verse relate to our finances? Well, very simple. Yeshua spent 3 years or 3.5 years on the earth during his ministry, 33 years, his total life. And guess what? He had a plan. He had a purpose. And my question is this. With your finances, do you have a plan and a purpose? Because your plan and your purpose should lead you to a position and place of paradise. I'm going to say it again. Your purpose and your plan with dealing with your finances should lead you to a place of paradise. It can't be pain every day. It can't be chaos every day. It can't be trouble every day. Yes, you'll go through pain, chaos, and trouble, but not every day. And so your plan and your purpose ought to lead you to a place of paradise in your finances. Number 3, dear woman, here is your son. And to the disciple, here is your mother. John chapter 19, 26 and 27. What are we talking about here? We're talking about responsibility. I'm going to say it again. We're talking about responsibility. Okay? Are you being responsible enough in your finances to take care of you and take care of someone else? Like I said before, we're looking at the seven last words, the seven last utterances, and we are looking at how can we look at what he said and compare what he said to our finances. And the third thing is this. Can you be responsible enough with your finances to take care of yourself and someone else? Number 4, my God, why have you forsaken me? Matthew chapter 27, 46. Also, Mark chapter 25. Mark, not 25. Mark 15, 34. Excuse me for making an error there. Mistake. My God, why have you forsaken me? There's going to be some times in your life where you feel like God is not with you. I'm going to say it again. There's going to be some times in your life where you feel like God is not with you, and not just in your personal life, but in every area of your life. And also, there's going to be some times where you think that you are being abandoned in your finances. What do I mean by that? Listen, when you put together a plan and have a purpose that's anchored in truth, there's going to be some times where you feel like, why am I doing this? Is this really what I should be doing? And the question is yes. So don't get bent out of shape. Don't fall back because you don't feel the presence of God or the direction of God when you're handling your finances. All right? It's not going to be every day that you feel the manifest presentation of God's presence, okay? Or his power. All right, number 5, I am thirsty. This is the first time in the text, John chapter 19, verses, I believe, 28. Yeshua says, I'm thirsty. Now, obviously, we can't preach the text, but I'm looking at this from this perspective. Whatever you do, you got to watch out from being thirsty in your finances. And I'm using thirsty in the context of the street language of 2023. Y'all know how people behave when they get thirsty. They do and they make poor decisions regarding their finances. In the text, we see a glimpse of Yeshua's humanity. And what do I mean by that is this. He showed us that he was human, and he showed us that he was God. So in your finances, make sure that when you go through a tough time that you don't lose your godliness to your humanity. All right? I'm going to say it like this. Don't serve money for money's sake. Money is a tool that's used by humans. All right? And we know that it's just a tool. So don't get too thirsty. We're trying to pack up your money. Okay? Number 6. He said it is finished. John 19, verse 30. Your plan ought to have a start, ought to have a middle, and ought to have a completion. AKA, you got to develop some consistency. He said it is finished. Your plan ought to have a start, ought to have a middle, ought to have a finish in your finances. Okay? And then the last one, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. When he had said this, he breathed his last. Okay? Whether we like it or not, we're not going to be here for the rest of our life. We're not going to be here forever. Let me say it like this. Okay? And let me say it like I just said it. Even though we're not going to be here for the rest of our life, let's take that statement symbolically and literally. You're not going to be in the same position you are right now forever. You might have a fantastic job. You might be unemployed. Things are not going to stay exactly where they are. And so in the text, we see Yeshua committed his spirit unto the Most High God, his Father. What are we talking about? We're talking about change. We're talking about moving from one place to another. So you got to move from one place to another, even in your finances. Okay? There is a time when it's going to be finished. There is a time when there's not going to be no more talking. There's not going to be no more time to change up because your life has come to an end. And so we have to understand that, yes, money is a tool. And so is your life. For all practical purposes, you have a purpose. And your life serves a purpose and your money serves a purpose. All right? And there will be a day where we breathe our last breath. And I hope and pray that you didn't trust in your finances. Trust in the Most High God. Okay? And I'm going to say it again. It's your man, Earl. Today is the day that we traditionally celebrate the 7 last words. We did a brief little study on it just now. And all we did was look at it from a perspective of financial literacy. All right? It's your man, Earl. God bless you. God keep you. All right? We love you. Hope you had a great Good Friday. Traditionally, the Protestant Church, Good Friday. All right, which is today. Episode 97, April 7th. God bless you. God keep you. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.